Addiction is not a disease. It's a choice. At least that's what we've all heard, right? What if I told you that that couldn't be further from the truth? It's more comfortable to see it as a choice because it implies that we are in control. Whether it be a family member, a friend, or even a headline, we've all seen the devastating toll of dependency. By looking at neurobiology and clinical data from the National Institute on Drug Abuse, we can see that it's not just a lack of willingness, it's an actual physical hijacking of the brain. Today we will explore the physical reality of withdrawal, the hijacked brain theory, and why shifting perspectives to a more medical standpoint saves lives. So what happens when someone stops using? First, they hit the physical wall. The physical wall consists of 3 stages that follow each other almost simultaneously. The first stage is homeostasis and dependency. At this point, the brain has stopped producing the body's feel-good chemicals of dopamine and endorphins because the drugs provide them. Next comes the crash. At this stage, the brain signals a state of emergency, or as I like to call it, panic mode. This isn't just feeling bad. This can include seizures, hallucinations, and even intense physical pain. The last stage is the survival instinct stage. At this stage, the amygdala, known as the lizard brain, sends out a signal that the drug is vital for survival, overriding the prefrontal cortex, also known as the logical brain. It begins to see the drug as vital as the oxygen in our lungs. Imagine having to hold your breath for 10 minutes straight. Could you do it? Next comes the hijacked brain theory, or the rewiring of the brain. The drugs flood the brain with dopamine, up to 10 times the amount that a natural reward such as food and love delivers. Over time, the brain downregulates and loses its ability to feel pleasure in normal activities. The user is no longer looking for a high, they just want to feel normal. Over time, drugs physically thin the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for controlling things like decision making and impulse. In conclusion, I would like to add that addiction starts as a choice, but it ends in a physiological prison. By continuing to look at it as a moral failing, we fail to see and connect the biological circuits that keep the person trapped. I challenge you, instead of asking, why can't you just stop? To instead say, how can I help you heal? I would like to give credit for this speech to the NIDA, or the National Institute on Drug Abuse, the ASAM, or the American Society of Addiction Medicine, and also to Robert Sapolsky, who is the author of Behave, the biology of humans at our worst and best. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.